So I recently had a client ask me what my thoughts were on chemotherapy. His older sister, who's only 31 years old, was recently diagnosed with lymphoma. So the thing with chemotherapy is that it is a treatment-based approach to your condition, which does not in any way, shape, or form look at the root causes as to why you were given your diagnosis to begin with. Furthermore, and I really hope everybody hears this, with chemotherapy, there is always a residual kickback. You don't just get chemotherapy, your cancer is now in remission and you're good to go. You're good as new. You can just move on. That's not how this works at all. Chemotherapy is extremely toxic. I like to use the analogy of Drano, right? Kind of just killing and weakening and destroying everything on its path. Think of all the cells that are weakened. It's not just the cancer cells, right? Think of everything that's destroyed along the way. Chemotherapy generates some of the most hazardous waste in the medical field. These substances are highly toxic and very, corrosive. When you kill cells within the body, they mutate. Once those cells start to replicate, the cancer comes back, right? Or you're diagnosed with a new type of cancer. So this is the cycle that people get caught up in. On top of all of that, you're weakening your channels of elimination along the way, right? Weakening the kidneys, weakening the liver, overburdening the lymphatic system, which was already overburdened, hence the diagnosis. I've had so many people come to me after 2 or 3 or even 4 rounds of this, and it's actually heartbreaking initially, especially, right, when you're seeing someone in that state of just how weakened you become from chemotherapy. And it breaks my heart, and it also kind of angers me at times to think that this is the mainstream, the most common approach to dealing with these kinds of diseases. The individuals that people are going to for help are not in any way, shape, or form, trained properly to actually look at the root causes as to why somebody would be given a diagnosis like lymphoma, for example, in the first place. What are their lifestyle choices? What has this person been eating? What glandular compromises do they have? And what can we use that is natural to enhance the structure function of that area within the body? How do we drain their lymphatic system, drain their sewer system? How do we cleanse, hydrate and oxygenate them on a cellular level, right? And how do we do that with consistency and make lasting change so that the person can naturally get rid of their, diagnosis? So those are my personal thoughts. I take a very different approach with my own clients, and I don't cause a whole bunch of harm along the way. The most common thing to do isn't necessarily the best thing to do. I think that we can look back at history and see that playing out many, many times, right? I choose to believe that we all have the God-given right to be physically free and that we shouldn't be told that our only option is to burn ourselves. If you're dealing with some type of chronic symptom or diagnosis and you're interested in getting to the root cause so that you can heal naturally, you're more than welcome to visit my website by clicking the link in my bio.